Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm Edward Screven, Executive Vice President and Chief Corporate Architect here at Oracle. Today, I'm excited to announce Oracle Compute Cloud@Customer, the latest addition to our distributed cloud portfolio. As folks continue to join, let me give a quick overview of what to expect from today's event. I'll start things off with a review of how Oracle's distributed cloud helps you run cloud services anywhere you need them, and follow that with a deeper dive into Oracle Compute Cloud@Customer and the benefit it brings to you. But before we get started, I have a quick housekeeping note. Make sure to use the comments feature to ask any questions you may have throughout our conversation, and we'll do our best to respond back to as many of you as possible. Let's get started. OCI has all the services you need to build, run, and scale your applications. We run our SaaS applications on that Oracle Cloud infrastructure for you. You can build your custom applications on that cloud infrastructure, and ISVs run their applications on that exact same cloud infrastructure. We have more than 100 services to support your workloads, including, of course, machine learning using GPUs. We deploy that cloud infrastructure in public cloud data centers, more than 44 regions across the world, serving commercial customers and government customers, supporting European sovereign data requirements all across the world. But even though we have an amazing global footprint, and we're constantly adding more, by the way, even though we have that huge global footprint of public data centers, we still hear from customers that they need even more data residency. They have very sensitive data that cannot leave their premises. Customers tell us they need strong security, not just within our cloud, which of course our cloud provides very strong security, but they need to secure the connection between their existing on-premise applications and our cloud. That interconnection needs to have strong security, which is outside our cloud, but within the premises of the customer. And of course, there are many applications where latency really matters. So telecommunications, banking, stock exchanges, industrial processes, many of these have extremely demanding latency requirements that really can't be met unless the cloud infrastructure is physically right next to the applications running in some other infrastructure. That's why Oracle has a distributed cloud approach. We, of course, have many public cloud regions across the world. Lots of data centers hosting lots of customers everywhere on the planet. But we also build something called dedicated regions. This is exactly the same cloud infrastructure that we use ourselves, exactly the same software and hardware that we run in our public data centers, but put it in your data center, running right next to your existing infrastructure, running only your applications. We also have something we call Cloud@Customer. So Exadata Cloud@Customer is a single rack solution that runs our Oracle database cloud services right in your data center, connected directly to your network. And of course, every large customer uses more than one cloud. So many of our services are available in other clouds like Amazon, AWS, and Azure. Now, an OCI dedicated region, as I said, is exactly the same physical infrastructure and software that we use to run public cloud data centers, but it's running in your data center. So we own the hardware, we build out the infrastructure, we manage that infrastructure. Exactly the same set of services that are available in our public cloud are available in a dedicated region. The only difference between a dedicated region and an Oracle public cloud region is that the only data and applications running inside that dedicated region is your applications and your data, and it's within your physical premises, connected to your network, which means, of course, you get low latency, and it means that you can secure those connections between your legacy application and that dedicated region. And it lets you satisfy data residency requirements. Now, as I said, we have one additional piece to that distributed cloud puzzle right now called Exadata Cloud@Customer. What Exadata Cloud@Customer is it's a single rack in which our Oracle database cloud services run inside your infrastructure. So sometimes a dedicated region is just too big. The minimum size of a dedicated region is 12 racks. It scales up to 440 racks. But sometimes you only need a single rack. You only have room for a single rack. You only have power available for a single rack. Then you can use Exadata Cloud@Customer to run those database services, including Autonomous Database. It's highly scalable. I mean, you could start with 240 terabytes of usable storage, go all the way up to 5 petabytes. Now you notice, though, there's something that's missing. We have a single rack solution for database. So you have a single rack running Oracle Database Cloud Services, but you don't have something to run the rest of the application. You have nothing to run the actual middleware. You have nothing to run object storage. You have nothing to run those other compute services that are required to build a cloud-native application. Well, today, we're solving that problem. We're announcing Oracle Compute Cloud at Customer. It lets you run OCI Compute anywhere in a single rack, including both compute services and storage services. It fills out that picture, that spectrum of scale available to you for Oracle Cloud. We have OCI public cloud regions. We have OCI dedicated regions running in your data centers. We have Exadata Cloud at Customer running in your data center. And we have Compute Cloud at Customer running in your data center. Now, one thing that I want to emphasize, Compute Cloud at Customer is OCI compute and storage services running in a single rack. It's not some different kind of technology that is cloud-like. It is OCI cloud services running in a single rack. It delivers OCI compute with the latest server storage and network services that we have. Right? It's built, installed, it's owned, it's managed by Oracle. It truly is a cloud solution. It's built, of course, for high performance and high availability, and it gives you dynamic scalability. It's OCI in a single rack, which means you pay for the infrastructure that you use. When you use compute services, when you use storage services, you pay for what you use, just like in a public cloud region. You could develop your applications once. You could run them anywhere. You can build an application that runs in a single rack in Compute Cloud at Customer. It runs in a dedicated region. It runs in an Oracle public cloud region. It's exactly the same set of APIs and the same set of services. You can deploy it at scale. You can also consume resources for OCI compute wherever you need it. You use the number of VMs that you need at that moment in that Compute Cloud at Customer rack or in an OCI public region. It lets you modernize your full application stacks. You can take your existing applications and do a lift and shift onto Compute Cloud at Customer inside your own data center, and you can build new cloud-native applications. You can meet those data residency requirements. If regulations tell you that you have to have customer data within your own data center, you can put it in Exadata Cloud at Customer. You can manage it through Compute Cloud at Customer. Oracle Compute Cloud at Customer is OCI Compute in one rack. It's all of the services that we offer inside Compute Cloud at Customer are the same as the services that we offer in Oracle Public Cloud or in a dedicated region. You can use VM services. You can use object storage. All of those services that we offer in our public cloud, they're identical to what you get in Compute Cloud at Customer. You don't need to change the way you think about managing those services. You don't need to think about the way that you build your applications. You can take the same application running in one environment and run it in the other. Compute Cloud at Customer is scalable. You tell us what amount of infrastructure that you want to start with. You can start with something that's actually quite small. 552 cores, 6.7 terabytes of memory, 150 terabytes of storage. It scales all the way up to 6,600 cores, 80 terabytes of memory, 3.4 petabytes of storage. So it's actually quite powerful. I mean, you can actually run large applications on Compute Cloud at Customer. Now, once you have that infrastructure provisioned, you have that physical infrastructure in your data center, the actual amount of services that you consume, well, that's just determined by how much you're using at the moment. Because Oracle Compute Cloud at Customer is the same. It is the same as Oracle Compute infrastructure in public clouds and dedicated regions. Of course, you have unified user identity management. I mean, the way that you manage users, the set of users that you have, it's the same. Compute Cloud at Customer is just an extension of our cloud into your data center in a single rack. It lets you have portable infrastructure. It lets you have secure operator access control through our console. You get seamless updates and patches. I mean, when you're running an Oracle public cloud, I mean, you don't see the updates and patches that are happening, right, for the most part. Exactly the same thing is true for Compute Cloud at Customer. And of course, because it's designed to be a good companion to Exadata Cloud at Customer, we have direct high-speed connections between Exadata Cloud at Customer and Compute Cloud at Customer. So what that means is that you can have up to 800 gigabits of network transport directly between that middle tier box on Compute Cloud at Customer and that Exadata box running Oracle Database Services. So extremely low latency. It doesn't need to pass through your network infrastructure, and extremely high bandwidth. And of course, you get unified management. When you deploy Compute Cloud at Customer into your data center, It's connected to a public cloud region or a dedicated region where it becomes a resource that you see visibly inside your console, your OCI console, just like you see Exadata Cloud Customer inside your console. So you can manage Compute Cloud Customer through the console environment of a public region or a dedicated region. And by the way, just because you're managing that box, that Compute Cloud Customer rack, through a public region or a dedicated region, if you lose the connection to the public cloud region or the dedicated region, the Compute Cloud Customer box keeps running. There's certain management operations you can't perform, but your applications don't stop. They keep running. Now, you might wonder, well, how much do the services cost on Compute Cloud Customer versus OCI Public Cloud? Is there a difference in price? The answer is no. It's no, because the services are the same. The services are the same. However much compute you use, you pay the same amount on Compute Cloud Customer as you do in our public cloud. However much storage service that you use on Compute Cloud Customer, you pay the same as if it was running an Oracle Public Cloud. There's no price difference. Now, there are some competing products. Sometimes we hear about AWS Outposts or Azure. Every once in a while, we might hear about Google's offering. Oracle Compute Cloud Customer scales larger in both compute and storage. It costs much less than the competitors. I mean, let's look at AWS Outposts. They scale only up to 576 cores. I mean, it only scales up to 435 terabytes. It costs $143 per month. That's very expensive. Azure scales up higher than AWS, but still only 1,500 cores. They only scale up to 1.5 petabytes. But the thing about Azure Stack, it's really not cloud. It's really not cloud. It's some software that you install on computers you buy yourself. It's not a cloud mod at all. You have to buy the hardware, install the software, and run it. And by the way, both Amazon and Azure, they charge you additional money for support. They charge you additional money for support. Now that seems very strange to me. Something that's supposed to be a cloud offering, you're getting charged for support. That doesn't happen with Compute Cloud Customer. It doesn't happen with Exadata Cloud Customer. You pay for the cloud services that you're using because it is Oracle Cloud. Now, industry analysts love what we're doing with Compute Cloud Customer. They see the fact that Oracle Compute Cloud Customer helps complete that picture of a distributed cloud portfolio and completes that vision of bringing cloud wherever it is that you actually need it, helping you solve your requirements for data residency and latency and security. The key takeaways are that you can run exactly the same OCI services anywhere, easily manage your distributed cloud environment from a single control plane. You can dynamically scale to meet peak requirements and then scale down to save money. You can simultaneously run existing applications, your existing legacy applications on new cloud infrastructure, and also build cloud-native applications with high availability. You can meet data residency, security, and latency requirements. Thank you for joining us all here today. I hope you can see how we are so excited and why we're so excited about Compute Cloud Customer. I hope that you're excited too. For more information on Compute Cloud Customer or anything we talked about in this webcast, please join us at Oracle Cloud World or visit us online at oracle.com/Compute Cloud Customer.